Donkey Kong Country is regarded as one of the best video game trilogies out there. The first in the series is the most popular, and my favorite. But when someone brings up Donkey Kong Country, one thing that doesn't come to mind is the speedrunning community. The earliest speedrun of the game I could trace back to was one on Speed Demo's archive sometime in 2011 or 2010, but unfortunately that post is lost to the ages. I did manage to find this run by TJP7154, who completed the game in 37 minutes and 11 seconds. A very impressive run at the time. How did he do this? Let's take a look. For his run, TJP was utilizing two well-known tricks at the time. One was called the super jump, whereby standing near a wall, losing a Kong, get that Kong back, and immediately touching an enemy. For whatever reason, it makes you jump insanely high. This was used to skip chunks of levels. There was also the jump roll, whereby pressing buttons on certain frames next to an enemy, you can fly across the level immune to all enemies except bees. It was a solid run overall, but over time he kept optimizing his run and bringing down the time. Finally, the record to beat was 36:01 at the end of 2011, and that time stood for over half a year. Until, that is, Peachy came along. Peachy is known today for his runs in other games like A Hat in Time and the rest of the DKC trilogy, but way back before all of that, before nobody knew his name, he ran DKC1. But one thing changed about the DKC speedrunning leaderboards. All times before were based on the Japanese split times. Now they had switched to the US. Previous runs had times converted, and now the world record was 10 seconds slower. Many flocked to take the record for themselves, but Peachy dominated the scores. From February to June of 2013, Peachy lowered the time more and more. Finally, runners Garrison and Reflected stepped up to the task to beat Peachy once and for all. But then things stopped. Garrison and Reflected would close off a good run, and then it would stand for about half a year before the other got a better time. It seems that the DKC speedruns were no longer improvable. All went silent in the leaderboards. That is, seemingly out of nowhere, a new super jump spot was found in Forest Frenzy, and not only that, the map warp trick was unbanned from speedruns. See, at the start, there was two tricks that I mentioned a lot of people use. Well, there was also a third which was previously banned. The map warp is where you hit a button on a certain frame in the World 1 map, and instead of taking you to World 1 Level 2, it takes you to World 3 Level 5. The DKC leaderboard was revived again, and Garrison lowered the record for almost a year. He stopped at 33:23, never being able to get under 33 minutes. His record stood for a full year. Nobody budged, nobody bothered, nobody even tried. All except one, meet Eazen. Eazen was equipped with new tricks to take down Garrison. One being the super jump roll, combining the super jump and the jump roll to skip entire levels. But instead of there being one spot for this trick, there was three. He set out to beat Garrison, and soon enough, he got 32:59.
Yo, is this real life? Is this real life? I don't know what to say.
Peachy, Eazen, and a few others took turns lowering the time, until very recently, a Canadian runner going by the name Void lowered the time by 1 second down to 32:12. And that's where the Donkey Kong speedrunning world record stands today. Hey there, thank you so much for watching. This is probably the hardest I've ever worked on a video. This is my first world record progression video, and before this video, I did not know very much about Donkey Kong Country speedrunning, so please leave a comment if I missed anything. And yeah, thought I'd just pump out one more video before school starts, so yeah, see y'all later.